Okay, so today is the first recording of our anime podcast. Name to be decided later.
To be certified.
To be certified. We'll be doing various things. We're going to be doing films, or movies.
Yep.
We're going to be doing series, and we're going to be doing manga.
Every once in a while.
Every once in a while, because it's a lot easier to watch a 1 hour film than it is to read 7 volumes of manga, especially when, if we don't have it in real life, you have to scanlation the thing, and then you might have odd... I've read so many things where I've had awful translations, and I can't read it.
Gans.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Soul Eater. When I read the Soul Eater manga and then read it in real life, it was so much... It was different. Like the nuances. Oh. Anyway, so, today's feature will be Patema Inverted. Just realised the camera thing. Oh no! Patema Inverted, which is a film...
Was it originally a Kickstarter? It was on Kickstarter.
I think it might have been, yeah. I can't remember. I should have looked up this info very quickly. I should have had a cheat sheet. I can't remember whether it started as
4 episodes
or the movie. I think
no, it was 4 episodes.
Yeah, so it started off as a 4-episode OVA, which
2012.
not to watch it.
We did swap.
And then the film popped up. There's no point watching the
that's
episodes.
the one without the ending, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
four
it doesn't.
episodes.
Yeah, it doesn't
Doesn't have
cover
an
it.
ending.
It just stretches it out with pointless fluff, and then doesn't give you the ending. So you have to watch the film anyway, and then you'll spend like half an hour, like we did, going, "Oh, it's this bit." I think we just forwarded.
Yeah,
we forwarded an hour.
We skipped like a.
We were going, "No, we've seen that, seen that, seen that, seen that."
Yeah. There. Yep. It was done by our gentleman who did Time of Eve.
Yes, Time of Eve, very good. Which
yeah.
also had episodes in the film. Was it 4 episodes? Was it 6 episodes?
I think it was another 4. But yeah, just watch the movies of anything he's done.
Yeah,
he's really renowned for doing short movies. But yeah, Patema Inverted. It's the one thing I want to point out is the beginning reminded me a lot of Nausicaa Valley of the Wind, where she's collecting like the bits of
Oh yeah, and she gets the gunpowder and blows the eye off.
Blows the eye off and comes back.
It's dead.
It's dead.
Don't worry, it's dead.
Yeah, it's on your list. Like, the whole of Ghibli is on your list. It's not a must-watch very early, but it's just in the long run. Just work your way through the Ghibli catalogue. But I think Patema Inverted it's something I would actually recommend to people after watching it. Partially because it's so short. It's like 92 minutes. It's
hour and a half.
Yeah, like it's just
not
about that.
2 and a half hour slug that you have to sit through.
But yeah, it's something you can knock off in a day, and I actually think it's worth your time because it looks like money well spent.
Yeah,
like the
art style.
Art style is nice and soft. It's
Beautiful.
not like Studio Trigger or we're going off the walls with Gainax. It's kind of like watered down, like not Kyoto Annie.
Yeah. It's not hyper realistic, but it's got a sense of realism in it. It's not wacky anime style. It just feels nice and pleasant. And there's no awful CGI in there that I can remember.
There is none.
No.
I think I could. If memory serves correct, the conveyor belts.
Yeah.
But I don't think they're CG.
But it doesn't matter. It doesn't,
You see that for like a second.
Yeah, you don't have that mad contrast. Like it doesn't pop out and jump out like certain things do. But yeah, it actually felt like kind of like a fully realized world in the way that, like, especially the opening scene where she's just crawling through what looks like the factory area, and yeah, it's
Final Fantasy VII.
We'll shut up like a
couple of images,
a comparison.
I think you actually made a comparison and said
it
already.
You had to do it.
Yeah, it's the bit where Airbuster shows up
Yeah.
and blows the bridge in, and Cloud falls to the church with Eris in it. But yeah, you've got that bit, and you're just like, yeah, I can see that. But like, props to the backgrounds, because everything looks busy. Like, it reminds me of like the Akira manga, where like everything's just madly detailed in the background. And
it's not lazy.
Because I think that can be a big thing which people forget about in anime, is that it's a funny thing. It's like a trope now where the main characters have all the crazy coloured hair, and then all the background characters are either purple blobs or have no faces.
Keon and what have you. Everybody's just blue blobby shit.
They're just blobs. And you don't really realise it. But I was reading an article The other
money
day.
they save is insane.
Yeah, oh yeah, so much. But I was reading an article by, I think it might have been by Miyazaki, about the idea of nothingness in a film and having a fully realised background which just sits there adds to what's in front. Because if you have something, even if they're just blobs, because your brain is like, why are there blobs? Your brain, it automatically notices it where it shouldn't do, if that makes sense. So even if you don't realise you're looking at it, you're noticing it. But having a realistic background that doesn't move, even if if it doesn't need to move, it doesn't need to move.
Oh yeah, no.
You can focus. Your brain doesn't need to focus on that. You can just focus on what's going on, as opposed to bubble blobs. Oh, they're just background people, and then you.
Yeah, I think we've got to a point in time that we're kind of like bogged down in our tropes that the main character always has wacky hair, sat next to the window, and people, background characters not being like filled in is kind of adding to that.
Yeah.
And I don't think that's a good thing.
Yeah.
I want the opening of movies and of series to be like, who's the main character? That is the best thing. And Patema Inverted, we immediately know our two main characters.
What do you want to say?
Even though one of them isn't a real name.
Oh, it isn't, but
They're Japanese.
You know it's not a real name.
Okay, but the comparison is, you know how quite a lot of people just like getting random Chinese tattoos and Japanese tattoos, and they go, oh, it means fire, and it probably means chicken.
Yeah.
The same thing, genuinely, you can go to Japan, you'll see people walking around with the word watermelon and sausage. On their t-shirts, just because they think it's a cool thing, just to use a random English word. And so they probably just went, what's a cool thing? Age. And so they called it
Age.
Would you rather argue?
Isn't that how they pronounce it as well at half the time?
Probably.
Oh.
It has no accent. It just annoyed me.
It's Japanese, doesn't need an accent. Cool. So those were, yeah. I think for me, obviously, yeah, we discussed the art style. The story for me was interesting, and I'm gonna say, are we gonna?
Oh yeah, full spoilers. What are we on? 3-year-old now?
Yeah. Oh, way
Easy
old. I think it
3-year-old.
was like 2008. In fact.
Very gripping.
Yeah, I think
pulls you in.
watching. I mean, from the off, where you know that things get interesting. I can't remember whether it's the dust that you see first that has the reverse gravity. Whether it's the picture. She's got.
No,
a
I
couple
think
of
it's
photos.
the light dust because
the
the
dust.
She's going and exploring, and then you see the light dust, or the dust in the light moving vertically as opposed to.
And you got somebody else on the other side of the bridge as well, haven't you?
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
The guy. It's not even gone or something.
Red eyes.
He's got red eyes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um.
I love that scene. Like,
Yeah, that was quite
because
shocking.
that's the Mako reactor from 7, but it's reversed because it's the light of the sun.
Patema.
Seth Roth's sword's like 17 foot. That always pissed
It
me
also
off.
bends around corners.
Yeah,
It's amazing.
fucking weird. But yeah, I love that scene, and the fact that for like a solid like 25 minutes in this hour and a half movie, we don't know there's a second world. Like
Yes.
we haven't met Age yet.
Okay.
I'm going to send you a soundbite, and you're going to have it as your message tone for a month. Yeah, we actually spend time knowing our two characters because we've got everybody that lives in the village, and the fact that she's our main female protagonist is going out and finding little bits of rubble, and it's basically scrap.
Yeah.
She's a scrounger. And then our main male protagonist is just bogged down in basically school life.
He's in school life, but he's in a really
tiring.
indoctrinated school life where everyone is.
It reminds me of Equilibrium.
Yeah,
Like,
everyone is
yeah.
the whole "wake up, sheeple," because they're literally
Yeah,
just like
sheep
they're
people.
happy to just completely wake up,
yeah.
do school, go home. Like they're not allowed to like laugh or smile or anything. I mean, I'm sure they can, but they just don't.
It's been stuck in that repetition.
And then they're, because I think that's going to happen anyway, because obviously the teacher and everyone they're taught the people down below in the planet's
It's got to be.
because they say they're there in
There.
the planet's surface.
But-
oh no, they think that they went to heaven
Uh,
or hell, which is above. Right?
Yeah.
Is that what they thought?
The ones The ones below.
The ones that teach, the douchey ones
Yeah.
on the conveyor belts,
Yeah.
they think that all the bad people got ripped into the sky.
Yes.
Yeah.
They went
So-
to hell for their sins.
Yes, they
Yeah.
went to hell for their sins,
They-
and so when you're taught, when your teachers tell you there was like half the entire population of the planet
Just
just went full because they were evil and sins and torture in hell, and if you're sinful, you'll get there too. And you don't believe it, or you wouldn't believe it, and quite a lot of people don't believe it. That kind of thing anyway in religion. But then when you can watch an actual film where you see half the population get
Just-
ripped away from the earth, you probably believe that, to be honest. So, and then you'd probably not want to, I don't know, do sin for things. But yeah,
that was a good speech.
it was a good
Like
speech.
that.
One of my favourite bits, though, is when Patema first gets out
Comes up
and she's
on the
on the fence.
Yeah.
And I can't even imagine how scary that would be. The idea that if you
Let go.
because gravity is literally reversed, so while you're standing on the earth, normally, suddenly Aaron's whole body goes flips 180, and he goes boom. He's walking on the ceiling. But
There's
when
no
you're outside,
ceiling.
there is no ceiling, and you would just fly into the sky and
Yeah.
go God knows where.
Because he ends up climbing over the fence, jumping and grabbing
He
her around
grabs
the
her,
waist.
yeah, and then they actually end up escaping
the
at
ship.
one point like that because
Yeah.
he's luckily just heavier than she is.
Jump flying.
They jump, fly, and hover.
Miles and miles.
Yeah, that was really
Oh,
cool.
they
That's
scaled
smart,
the- they
actually.
scaled the
That's-
cliff, yeah.
So that was really cool. Yeah, one thing that only just occurred to me as you said it was we get a really nice balance between learning about the characters timely wise. So we don't spend half an hour on each person,
Yeah. And
but we learn enough about them and about the world.
they only fusion. They only have joint screen time for the last half an hour.
Yeah, say that because you see bits.
Yeah.
They're a bit, then they're apart, and then they're together.
Yeah, they.
Yeah. Because she's in the shed for a bit, but he's off at school, kind of thing.
Yeah.
They separate a lot.
Yes, they do. Which, to be fair, makes sense.
Yeah, because
You can't just have a woman hanging upside down carrying her like an
Just tie a
umbrella.
rope like a balloon.
I think
Check out my amazing balloon. Oh,
I think why it stands to be a solid movie is because you have two separate day-to-day lives. You have two separate. The word has lost me, but we actually spend
narratives.
Yes, thank you. We actually spend 50-50. It's basically bang down the middle. And even though the ending of the movie wasn't for me,
Really?
Or me.
What, the twist?
the whole
The twist was good.
Yeah.
The explanation about the twist was poor, and what happened afterwards, it was just and that's your ending. And go on
Yeah.
your way.
I think
Yeah.
that
Yeah, fair enough.
I think
And there needed to be something else for it.
I think that's down to budget and money.
That
and
happens quite a lot.
Yeah,
You see it more with anime. One of the things that really gets me about anime is when you're watching a series and you get to episode 10 and then everything turns into stick figures because they've
Yeah.
lost all their budget trying to attract people.
Last episode of Neon Genesis,
Yeah.
literally everything's just
stick
shite.
figures.
NHK literally has bits where they haven't coloured in the outline of the characters, and they've got this white outline for a full scene, and you're like, oh, what the shit are you doing? But they did a good job.
Yeah.
It never looks bad, and even though I'm failing to, I always try and pay attention to soundtracks. But we have no intro, we have no outro. We do, but it's credits
It's
scroll.
just kind of nice. I would say it was slice of life background music for most of it. Yeah.
I
Very
think they
soft
deliberately use silence at the beginning. I think
That's what I said.
echo and stuff.
Yeah.
And that's very rarely seen.
Yeah, I think it helps to get you into the realism of it as well because it just all you hear is the clang of her walking on the
Metal derelict.
yeah
and
walking
whatever.
through Final Fantasy VII.
Literally. But yeah, I think it's a solid recommendation in my eyes.
Yeah, I would give it. Yeah.
Let's do this as a panel. Okay, for art.
7.5.
7 for me.
8.
Okay,
This is
7.5. Okay.
Okay.
What we doing next? Story?
I'm gonna give it an 8.
Oh shit. Well, I'm giving it a 7 for a story. Okay.
7.
Okay.
So it's 7.
7. Yeah. Okay. Do we want to show anything into our criteria? Or are we going for an overall verdict? for our third.
Characters?
Yeah. I think the characters are pretty solid, but it literally is the two main characters and everybody else is
Background noise.
You have your stereotypical douche army leader and stuff, and the government.
I also have the old man from the Underground that literally had like one scene with our female, and I'm like, it reminds me of the dude from Digimon. Like,
Jenna.
Yeah.
Jedi? Jedi.
Overall, verdict, Patema Inverted.
Well, I think we're going 7.5.
I'm happy to give it a 7.
Yeah, I'm good with a 7.5.
Cool.
Sweet.
7.25.
7.25 is the average.
7.25 it is, guys.
7.3 recurring, which is above average. I would say it's I would highly and happily recommend it to people as the good thing is it's not, because it doesn't have the wacky art style and it's just a really nice slice of life science fiction feel to it. You can recommend it to people who haven't watched many anime movies before.
It doesn't have many anime tropes.
How many anime movies have you watched before this?
One.
There we go.
Akira.
Oh, jeez. Cool.
That is a good one to watch. And then have like a 5-year gap and then watch this.
So, little Timmy, how many books have you read? Oh, just one. 1984. Oh, okay, little Timmy.
Shit got real.
Shit got real.
Oh, you know what we didn't do? We haven't introduced ourselves.
It's okay. We're world renowned by this point.
Nice.
We'll introduce ourselves in the next one.
Yeah. Find out who we are.